Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the video games coming out in 2023. I will be using this website called Tier Maker to rank these games that I'm most excited for, and yeah, we'll go from there. So the first game on this list is Alan Wake 2. So Alan Wake 2, looks like a pretty good game. Looks like it has some really good graphics. I haven't played the first game completely. I played maybe the first half an hour or 1 hour of the first game. It was a good game. However, I never really got into it that much, but who knows? Alan Wake 2, with the updated graphics, story, it might pull me in. I might go back and play the first one. I might not. We'll see. But this game looks pretty decent for sure. I would say I'll put that in a B. Seems cool. The next game is Assassin's Creed Mirage. So Assassin's Creed Mirage, honestly, the trailer looks good, but the overall setting of the game, 9th century CE Baghdad at its height. I don't really like that setting or theme too much. I really enjoyed playing the previous one, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The whole Norse mythology with Tyr, Odin, Thor, and we play as Eivor, the Viking. That was a really good storyline. I personally love Norse mythology, so I enjoyed it. This game, I think I will play it for most likely, but I wouldn't say I'm extremely hyped for this game. So I think this one, I would say I'll put that in seems cool. The next game is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Honestly, I don't really know too much about this game. We've only really seen a brief first look at the game in this first look trailer. There hasn't really been any gameplay revealed or any story trailer or anything. It's just, to me, it just looks like I'm watching scenes from the Avatar movie, like the Avatar 2 movie that just recently came out. So, I'd say it looks pretty cool, but until I know more about the game, until I see some more gameplay, some more trailers, I can't really give it a fair rating. So I would put Avatar into seems cool again as well. Dead Space remake. So again, this is another remake of the older game Dead Space. Apparently Dead Space 1 was a really good game. Again, I never played it. I briefly played it on the PlayStation 3, but I never completed the game. And honestly, I might just play the game for the updated visuals, because the game looks really good. So again, I may play it, I may not play it. Not really too crazy hype about this. So I'd say I'd put this in a C for now. Next up is Diablo 4. So Diablo 4, Blizzard always does a really amazing, phenomenal job with their gameplay, with their game trailers. Granted that they don't really show much gameplay. It's just pure cinematic action, but it looks like, obviously this looks really good. But Diablo 3, I did enjoy Diablo 3. I'm not really a big fan of these Diablo 3 top-down style games, or these action RPG games, but who knows, I may check this out. I may play the campaign only just to kind of play through the story. But yeah, I'd say this one, I'd put it as a seems cool, a B. Final Fantasy 16. So to me, I do think it looks like a good game, but kind of like the Devil May Cry or Darksiders style of gameplay. I might just play it because of that. I'm not really too interested in the the lore of Final Fantasy. I've only really played Final Fantasy Crisis Core back in the PlayStation Portable PSP days, and I'm probably gonna play the remake on PS5. But that's really all I know about Final Fantasy. So again, I may check this game out. It's certainly looks really good, but I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea. So I'll just put it as a C. The next game is Forspoken. So this is supposed to be the big PlayStation 5 game that showcases, all the power of the PlayStation and whatnot. There was a demo released for Forspoken on the PS5, and I did get the chance to play it. Um, Honestly, I was a bit uh, disappointed. Well, I wouldn't say disappointed. I was a bit um, it was a bit underwhelming to play, to say the least. Even though I was doing all these crazy combos, with these fire sword attacks, the vines, the rocks, and everything, and all these crazy animations, these lock-ons, and all this stuff. I just don't think, I just didn't like it as at a first impression. So again, I may have turned it off too soon. I know it's just a demo. The full game might be different. It might be one of the greatest PS5 games ever, but initial impressions, I didn't enjoy it as much. So for that reason, I would say it to me it looks bad. Next up is Hogwarts Legacy. So this is the game that I'm super excited about. We're finally getting an open world Harry Potter world game. Although it's not exactly Harry Potter. I've played I really enjoyed playing the original Harry Potter games, like Harry Potter 1, 2, and 3. My favorite one was the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. But yeah, so now, since all the games are going the open world route, that's what everyone seems to be asking for and playing these days. So Hogwarts Legacy is doing exactly that in the Harry Potter world. And honestly, this game, it has a lot of potential to be probably one of the best games to be ever made. But there could also be chances where they can completely mess everything up, right? So, but so far from what I've seen, the gameplay, the graphics, the amount of what you can do, with the different spells, the common rooms, customizations, right? The duels, everything. It looks pretty good. I'm not gonna say it looks bad. It looks pretty good, although it's a work in progress. So again, I'd say I'm very hyped for this game. Or I would say, uh, yeah, I wouldn't say hype overload. I'd say very hype because again, I until I can see, I can play the game, myself. I wouldn't know, but just from initial thoughts, I'd say it's I'm very hyped for this. Um, Lies of P. So this is another, well, it's a Souls like game based on the Pinocchio universe. Now again, I don't know how or how true to the universe, or exactly in what type of universe of which Pinocchio universe this is going to be in. I've only watched that Disney movie when I was a kid, the Pinocchio movie, like when when Pinocchio lies, his nose starts growing. So I don't know how, if that's going to be something even relevant in this game, if this is just the name, or lies of is if it's if just if the name is just Pinocchio, or if it's actually going to be in that universe with some connection to the Pinocchio story. Again, I'm not really sure what it's going to be like, but the gameplay, the graphics, the visuals, I love Souls games. So this is right up my alley. I really think this has potential, and it looks like a good game. And I think it will be a really good game. Again, for me, it all depends on how smooth the game is, the weapons, the customization, story, not so much, because Souls games generally have like really hidden stories, so you got to read through a bunch of items and books and whatnot to find, to learn the story of the game. But overall, like the gameplay and the boss fights and the difficulty, is what makes these Souls-like games really appealing to me. So again, from what I'm seeing and what I've seen, it looks like a really, really good game. So I would say I am hype overload for this game, or tier S. Um, Up next, we got Spider-Man 2. So, for all the Spider-Man fans out there, this is like one of the most anticipated games, right? After Spider-Man 1 on the PS5 was what came out, and the Miles Morales DLC. Um, everyone has been desperate, to say the least, to get Spider-Man 2 in their hands. So I think this game is coming out 2023. I haven't played the first Spider-Man on the PS5. I just don't like these superhero style games as much. But again, for the fans that do enjoy this game, you know, it's gonna be a good game. I know it has Venom as a villain probably in this game, so uh, again, I might check it out, but chances are I'm probably not going to play this game. I might watch some gameplay, someone else play the game, just so I can kind of get an idea of what the story is, what the combat is, what it looks like. But I'm not going to play the game myself, so I would probably give that a C. Next up is Resident Evil 4 Remake. So again, as with as what we've been seeing a lot in the past year or the past couple years, we're getting a lot of remakes for these older games. Granted that they look amazing, but they're still remakes. So I have played Resident Evil 4, the original one, recently on the Nintendo Switch, and from what I've seen, what I've read, what I've heard, it's a very faithful remake. So it's almost going to be a 1-to-1 remake. So again, that just means that there's going to be no difference in the story. It's going to be the same story, just in the Resident Evil engine, like how we've seen the previous games, like Resident Evil Biohazard, Village. So no doubt the game's going to look amazing. I might not play this day one. I'm probably going to wait for a sale to happen, but I'm for sure going to play this game at some point. So I would say it seems cool, but again, it's not a new game, so that's why I wouldn't put it up to an S or an A. Next is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So this is essentially a Breath of the Wild sequel, and I absolutely loved the first game, Breath of the Wild. It's a game where it's basically a console seller. So if you wanna like you would buy the Nintendo Switch just to play this game. That's how good it was. So if this game wasn't on the Nintendo Switch, you probably wouldn't even need to buy one. Amazing game. Super hyped for the second one. Can't wait to play. It's gonna be a day one buy and play for me. So I would put this Tears of the Kingdom into the S category. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor. So again, this is the first game I played, it reminded me a lot of so it had a combination of like action. It's the combat was almost Souls-like in a sense, and where it's like the combat is really difficult, but you're rewarded with like combos and dodging and whatnot. But overall, the Star Wars story, the Star Wars lore, it was like it was a really good game. I was surprised at how good the first game was, and but just by looking at the gameplay, it seems like they kept the game at its the core, the gameplay, the base of the game is the same as the first one, which is great, and it seems like they're adding more, more weapon options, more combos, more enemies, more lightsaber customizations. So yeah, this game is going to be really good as well. I'm very hyped for this game. So I would put this I would say hype overload for this game. So I'd put this in category S. Up next is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. I don't know if that's a mistake or if that's what it's supposed to be, but this game reminds me of I didn't play the first game, Stalker 1, which is like a really old game, I believe. But this Stalker 2, looking at the gameplay, it really reminds me of like the Metro games, like Metro Exodus, Metro Last Light, those Metro series games. Um, and yeah, I mean, it looks really good. You know, I enjoy the Metro games. And this game looks similar to those. I don't really know what the story is exactly, but the gameplay, you know, the gun, like the gameplay, the visuals, it looks really good. So I'd say I'm very hyped for the game. You know, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be great. It could be the same as the Metro games, could be worse, could be better, I don't know, we'll see. Next up is Starfield. So this is the next big game by Bethesda. I just think that this game is it's just gonna be like a massive game, and I don't really think I'm gonna have that I would want to play this game, just because of the fact that it's gonna be a massive game. This game, I'm not too interested in this game right now, but you know, who knows, maybe one day I'll check it out. So for now, I'm going to put this in as a C category. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. You know, this game looks okay. You know, again, not super hyped for this game. You know, again, like I said, I don't really enjoy these superhero style games, but you know, the graphics look good. You know, gameplay, not sure how the gameplay is going to be because I haven't really seen many gameplay trailers, but doesn't really look like my style of game. So I would say it's probably going to be a C as well. The Expanse, Telltale game. So this is the a Telltale series, The Expanse. I watched the show on Amazon Prime. The show was really good. I liked the show. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing the Telltale Games version of The Expanse. The Expanse, Telltale, I'm probably going to pass on this one. I think it looks bad, to be honest. So I'm just going to put this as a D. The Outlast Trials. You know, I've played the first Outlast game. It's a super scary game. You know, crazy horror. You know, when the big guys chasing you in the asylum, like it's really scary. But this game looks more like a co-op game in which you may have to work together to solve puzzles, escape, whatever. So again, it looks interesting for sure. I will check it out, but I wouldn't say I'm super hype or very hype. It seems cool, but you know, we'll see when the game comes out. The other games on this list, I don't really play these games at all. I don't really know much about those games, so all these games that are left over here would go in the F, don't play this category, because honestly, I don't know if they're going to be good or bad. I have no clue about them. So, but yeah, that's my my tier list for the 2023 video games that I'm looking forward to playing, or the ones that I know of. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Which games you're excited for, you know, which games are you playing right now, which games are you looking forward to, and again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.